Tigers. Widnes shot out to an 18-point lead, and I stopped paying attention because I thought, fantastic, Widnes are back on the horse, and that's going to do my Super Brew the world of good. And imagine my surprise to tune in back in at the end of the affair to see that Castleford had actually pulled back. So every credit to that Castleford performance. 34 points to 24 in the end in favour of the Tigers on the plastic pitch, Mark.
Yeah, I think the crucial phase was the Denny Solomona 2 tries before half time, probably, when Cass were not the better team on the field at that point, but they plugged away, stuck in, got into maybe a position that possibly wasn't warranted on the first half an hour's play, and then were able to capitalise on that feel-good factor that gave them, and players who were getting slagged off massively by Cass fans on Twitter in the first 20 minutes were heroes in the second half. All because of that turnaround in positivity. So you got to give a lot of credit to, one, the team spirit within that Cass side, to go in at half time but feel like you're going to win when you've been the worst side in the first half, and also in their just ability to execute the plays, I suppose. It's good effort. Widnes had some players back as well. Obviously they're not ready to get going again. The Widnes
was Kevin Brown back for this?
Yes, he was.
Right,
very little input.
Widnes capitulating then. So what did the numbers tell us on this one?
Well, there was just over 5,000 in attendance. So that's another sad figure.
Yeah, it's unimpressive when
on a nice day.
On a nice sunny day, when you consider Widnes have been performing better than in previous years recently. You might have thought that would credit them with a few more, but okay.
But the key stats are pretty similar for the sides. They don't suggest a 2-score win for the Tigers. Both teams have a high tackle success, both with similar total metres. Widnes had a better average gain, yet had a bit less ball. And they still made 6 breaks to 4, did Widnes, but lost out by 4 tries to 6 to a Cass side that had slightly better discipline and were able to do less work in defence over the match. So maybe had more energy to use in their attacking endeavours in the second half.
Okay.
Individually, Denny Solomona, obviously, he had a hat-trick and 2 clean breaks as he returned from injury. Andy Lynch, irrepressible, unstoppable, unageing, 202 metres.
Yeah.
Adam Milner with 40 tackles and 177 metres, so he went both ways, Houghton style. And Gadwin Springer, 123 metres for the French Guyanan.
It's actually pronounced Spronger. No, I'm kidding. Oh, I hope I'm kidding.
Springer.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm English. I'll say how I want to say it.
It's exactly that sort of sentiment that gets me to call you a Tory, my friend.
No.
Okay, who's starting for Castleford then?
Eamon O'Carroll. He got 162 metres. Corey Thompson, 1 try, 122 metres. Paddy Orvan with a try and 109 metres, so both wingers having an influence for the Vikings. And Joe Mellor, 1 try, 128 metres. So he kept his end of the bargain up, but wasn't quite able to carry the team with him this time.
He surely did. Paul O'Brien got in touch. He said Widnes looked good for 20 minutes, and at 17, I presume he means 18-0 up, looked good for the win. 2 quick tries for Cass turned the game. Widnes looked uninterested and lacked ideas when in attack. I thought Joe Cobb had a poor game, very inconsistent in his decisions, wasn't helped by his touch judges.
Normally, when people criticise referees, you just think it's sour grapes, or just not understanding what the crack the referees deal with. But when it's Paul O'Brien, we treat it differently, don't we?
I'm prepared to treat anybody differently who criticises Joe Cobb, to be fair, so yeah, fair play. Tyler Cass fan got in touch. He said a dodgy...
Joe Cobb had a really good, decent game in the Salford against Wakefield game, I thought, the week before. Okay. I think that what earned him another Super League game this week.
Possibly so. Well, we'll see where he ends up this weekend.
Over Jimmy Child.
Yeah. Dewsbury born and bred. Referee in our game. That was all that they were talking about on the forums for the Bulls. But he's from Dewsbury.
Yeah.
Okay, Tyler Cassfan said dodgy first 10 minutes. After that we bossed them for much of the rest of the game. I think Solomona likes the Widnes carpet. I'm now fearing a Wigan backlash on Friday night. Fatboy Robson, a great comeback from a depleted Cass who gifted Widnes an 18-point lead in the first 20 minutes. On comes McShane and the game changes. 2 great finishes from Denny put us in touch before half-time. In the second half, every Cass player played well. Brown didn't look fully fit, but taking nothing away from a fighting performance from the Cass team down to the bare bones. Final word on this one goes to Paul Ludo Lewis. First 20 minutes we were wonderful to watch, all out attack and lovely tries. Sadly though, Cass then discovered that if they attacked our right side, then Solomona versus Thompson was pretty much a no contest. Best team won. Tail around then, Mark.
Well, sadly, it was the lowest average attendance of the season so far to when we saw some of the biggest upsets of the season so far. 4 40-20s in the round, that's the most in any round this year. Also, most metres in a round so far this year. So, maybe the warmer tracks,
helping.
Couple of games, but I suppose it was a bit shitty for a couple of the games too, the weather. Swings and roundabouts.
Swings and roundabouts.
Yep.
Very good. So what does that do? I really don't want to talk about this.
That's why I trailed off a bit there. Gonna do
what does that? Well, no, because I'm all right with Dream Team. I'm happy with the Dream Team situation, but Super Brew.
Because you haven't had the chance of being like winning it and then having it ripped away by more injuries than Wigan, Leeds, Cass, Hull KR combined.
Every week, my little target is just to get more points than you. Just keep chipping away at your points, and that's all I'm working on.
Right. Well, I won on the predictions for a shoddy 3 out of 6 to your shoddier 2 out of 6.
Where did I go wrong there, Carlan?
Captain Bruiser took the yellow cap in the Super Brew League, and Lee Stevens unfortunately takes home the wooden spoon this week. Dinny Senior stays top overall, the Nigerian sensation.
Is he from Nigeria?
That's what his Super Brew claims.
Yeah, cool.
With Elliot Wrench very close behind in second. I don't know if anyone's told Dinny it's not a pyramid scheme though. It's just a tipping contest.
Do you think at any point if we get any emails from him saying he's trapped and he needs help?
Lee Christian takes over the lead in the Dream Team with a big week. I've been dunked out of the top 5, and you're flying up on the rails into 15th, Tom. Tom Andrews had the best week in the league though this week with a massive 655 to go with his handsome Willie Mason winnings.
Yes, absolutely. So a good week for him. Right, that's Super League well and truly covered. Let's take a look now at some results from elsewhere in the world of rugby league. Into the Championship then, it was round 10 of the second tier fixtures. Bradford went away to Dewsbury and pulled off a 52 points to 18 result. Jimmy Lowe's not at the ground this weekend.
What?
No, Jimmy Lowe's wasn't at the ground, ill apparently. So Matt Diskin and Chev Walker took over coaching duties for this one.
Well, it must have been an inspired team talk as well because...
Yeah, because it was a bit ropey at half time.
Yeah,
absolutely. So whatever they said at half time needs to be said before every game now, because the Bulls came out on top 52 points to 18. So something like normal service being resumed.
It didn't live up to the game of the week billing that we'd tipped then.
Well, I think at the time that we tipped it, we thought that we were going to see something a bit more...
like the cup game.
A bit more attritional, absolutely. But no, the Bulls did what the Bulls should be doing against these sides. Over at the Shea, however, Halifax 35, Swinton Lions 38. What tremendous value for money that would have been.
Swinton scored 9 tries in this game, but only converted, I think, 4 of them.
Holy smokes.
So that tells you...
Wigan-esque goal kicking.
Warrington-esque, as it stands. Yes. We didn't even get a chance to kick a goal, Tom.
That's a good point.
Speaking of Wigan,
exceptional point. You really wish.
On loan Wigan winger Liam Marshall scored 4 tries for Swinton in this one. But it's surprising that the Shea men went down.
It really is. Leeds Centurions were 60 points to 6 winners over Wathaven. London got a 32 points to 8 victory over the Batley Bulldogs. London started rapidly in this one and never looked back, really.
Yeah.
We got a tweet in on this one. In fact,
Diane's discovered the Google Forms gladly. And so now she's getting her voice heard across the board again. She's
on board. Okay, yeah. Diane said, great result for London. I'm really pleased they managed to keep their home league record intact. Hopefully they'll keep up the great results and have a shot at Super League in the autumn.
It's getting there, to be honest. You've got to say.
No, absolutely. No, they're looking
Every
good.
credit to them, yeah.
They're
looking strong. They've battered Batley side that up until the last couple of weeks have been
Doing
a contender.
Well. Absolutely. Paul Campbell said a great solid performance from the Broncos today. Still unbeaten at home and still ahead of the Bulls. Smiley face, smiley face. He did decline, however, to take a wager with me on the Bulls and Broncos head to head for the remainder of the season and who finishes higher than the other. So maybe he's not quite as confident as he's.
I think the wager
letting on.
Should be who can angry tweet more people
wins.
that might fire them from jobs.
Paul wins.
on half a battle of Jack Daniels.
I'm pretty sure that is no sort of wager I want to be making, because I know that I'm on a hide into nothing. Oldham won by a drop goal, 21 points to 20 over Sheffield.
Yeah, Sheffield's poor season continues.
Just the Bulls that they like to beat, innit?
But this just shows that the Championship's as mad as the Super League.
Rugby League's nuts at the moment.
Yeah.
Workington 6.
In a good way.
Oh, tremendous.
Yeah,
I love it. Workington 6, Featherstone Rovers 52 complete round 10 of the Championship.
It's like Anthony Gelling has written a screenplay at his little performing arts school that he goes to now, or the college course he's doing, or whatever he's doing.
Fuck off.
He's doing a media course at uni.
He's doing drama.
something like that. And this is the outcome of it from his nutty table shitting mind.
That's
come this incredible stuff.
So tell us about the league table then, Mark.
Well, Lee now have a 3-point gap at the top over London in second. Workington at the bottom on 2 points, now trail the rest by 4. So obviously, when we're talking about injury crisis, let's start where it really fucking hurts. A team that are only able to put 14 men out to play.
Yeah.
So Workington are doing it tough, and it's looking. It's not quite Doncaster, but it's not looking good.
It's not great, is it? Okay, into League 1 then. It was round 4 of League 1 play. The Hemel Stags were beaten by 60 points to 6 at home to the York City Knights, who make it 7 wins in a row. Coventry were nilled at home by Barrow, who managed 38 points against the Bears. It was Doncaster 30, North Wales Crusaders 14. Keighley Cougars put 70 points on the Oxford Blues, who managed 10 in that fixture. It was Newcastle 24, Hunslet 28 in our League 1 game of the week. So my tip, the Hawks, came out victorious against the Geordies, Mark.
Yeah, and it turned up a good game, didn't it? So we picked one game of the week, right?
It absolutely did. Rochdale 38, Gloucestershire all goals 16.
In fact, it was the only good game in this competition.
Everything else was a bit strained, wasn't it? South Wales Scorpions 0, Toulouse 64. Toulouse, Olympique, just romping League 1, along with York. They're just sensational form, aren't they?
Brilliant stuff.
Far too good for that division, I would suggest. Into the NRL then, I had my little girl this weekend, so my NRL time was strictly impacted because we've discovered that they've now made a whole new series of Dora the Explorer, where Dora lives in the city and goes to high school there.
We're not aware of this.
No, not at all.
His Boots still knocking about.
He makes like cameos. When she goes home, Boots is still knocking around, so I think Boots must just be.
He's still seen to shit down.
I think he's just taking care of things. But she's been updated for like the new millennium or whatever, because now the map that she used to have is like a map app on her phone and stuff. But we watched a very, very strange episode where she goes back to the rainforest and Boots is still knocking around and the backpack's stuck up a mountain, and it's just all gone to rat shit since Dora left. It's been pretty hard viewing, to be honest with you. But what it also
harrowing stuff, yeah.
It is harrowing stuff. You're absolutely right. But it did impact on my ability to watch much NRL this weekend, so I'm going to be relying on you for much of this. Brisbane Broncos opened proceedings with a 26 points to 0 victory over the St George Illawarra Dragons.
Yeah, Jack Reed had 121 metres running for the Broncos. Mike Cooper got 40 tackles, so had a decent effort, if that's all you can give them from the Dragons. And Widdop also played. Didn't watch it. Couldn't bother wasting my time when I knew it was a foregone conclusion.
Absolutely.
The Dragons just have no inspiration in attack at the moment.
Really struggling. The big match in Sydney saw the Rabbitohs lose by 10 points to 17 against the Roosters.
And the fact that the Rabbitohs scored 10 points is remarkable, because you just felt like they had nothing to offer in this one. They're desperately crying out for Reynolds to return. The Roosters were very good for a 7-point win. George Burgess had 111 metres, Sam Burgess had 142 metres and 43 tackles. Most of those were made whilst he looked fucking knackered. They kept him on far too long. Tom Burgess, he played, but not many minutes as he's sort of building his way back in.
Did we get a fourth Burgess in this one?
Did we fuck?
No. New South Wales.
I mean, you know, all you have to do is score 2 tries on your NRL debut, then score a try in 3 weeks in the run in the New South Wales Cup, but no one wants to pick you still in the top grade when you're lost 5 in a row and your wingers haven't done shit. But,
Trent Barrett, not Trent Barrett. Trent Robinson doesn't know what he's fucking doing, does he?
But,
Doesn't know what he's got.
Look,
Like
what's that guy done?
Jody Mitchell said it, mate. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. Right, the Parramatta Eels were 36 points to 6 winners over the Canberra Raiders.
Yeah, and I turned this one off fairly early, actually. Elliot Whitehead, though,